morning, everyone. How are you? So today is Q&A with Yogi Real Estate Reg. And before we start today, I thought we would spend a moment and talk about something very interesting, something that a lot of us, I feel, would agree is a challenge. And it hit me actually yesterday while I was washing dishes or walking. I can't remember exactly, but I was doing something very simple and very automatic. And sometimes I meditate when I do those things. So whether it's washing dishes or walking or, you know, tidying up, I might be doing a little meditation. And so often. And so yesterday I had a thought about rejection. And I thought, how many people don't do X thing because they're afraid of rejection? Can anyone relate? Whether it's yoga or it's maybe meditating or maybe it's something simple like just picking up the phone and making that phone call to that new client. Or maybe it's a date, right? Maybe you really want to go out on a date with someone and you're afraid of asking because they might reject you, right? I don't know who's going out on a date right now, but there's people, right? It could be, something that you've always wanted to do, but there's a fear that you might get rejected. And so in this Q&A series, I think there's a lot of that. And I think that's one of the reasons why I love doing this work the most, because I want to help give people freedom to eliminate those worries and eliminate those fears of rejection, whether they're conscious or not conscious. And so my purpose and my intention in delivering these Q&As and really the whole health and wellness series with me is to help provide people with tools and tips to make it easy for them to take care of their health, their wealth, and really to maximize their life and their lifestyle so that it is easy and simple. And very cute. My kitty cat is actually trying to not get on camera, but he's putting his cute, sweet little paw underneath the door. And so I just had to take a moment and share how sweet that was. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started today. And I'm very excited because I'm getting a new board. So in the meantime, if you guys can see this, this is my teacher platform right here. Holler if you like my teacher platform. Give me a little love. Send me a heart or a like. All right, so number one, the first question I got this week, which is a great question. I loved it. A lot of people are asking, can yoga make me taller? And I thought this was such a cool question because it's very almost like a kid, right? It's very innocent. It's very, it's kind of surreal, right? You hear about all these people that are doing yoga and meditation, more the yoga stuff, but yoga and how they're feeling better and they're leaner, right? And so with that comes a sense of feeling taller. And so the truth about yoga and height is that, yes, actually you can lengthen through yoga. And that's why we say lengthen your spine. That's why we say open up your heart. Because as we age, naturally, when we're over the age of 21, our bodies start to lose bone mass and also muscle mass. And so it's really important to be able to support ourselves physically as well as emotionally. But in this case, physically, by lengthening our spine, we're literally changing the posture of our bodies. And so there is studies that have shown that people are actually expanding 2 inches. And as we all know, as we age, there is, of course, the concern about osteoporosis and, the bone density decreasing over age, right? So we want to age gracefully and we want to move into our older years with confidence, with grace. And so yoga is a wonderful practice because it actually helps people lengthen. And there are specific poses that really support people. And that's actually our number 3 question. And I'm going to give you guys a little demonstration and show you a couple poses that will help you definitely appear taller, feel better, but in some cases actually become taller. Yeah. So I also like this because when we extend, we're also opening up the the channels, right, for digestion, for respiratory, for breathing better, opening the lungs and the heart. Again, respiratory system, digestion, right? When we're stuck, hunched over and slunched over, nothing is moving properly. Like things are tied and twisted, and it's not the most efficient and healthy way for us to be. So it's wonderful for us to be able to open up there. And then, can yoga change my posture? Basically, the answer is yes, it can. It can change your posture, and of course, it can, in many cases, make you taller. And I'm going to show you guys here in just a moment some poses that can do that. Now, I repeat, I am not guaranteeing that you will grow. I am 5'2", and I will probably never grow. So just know that, okay? But the reality is that if it makes you feel better, really, who cares if you get taller? But in some cases, yes, there is evidence of people growing a little bit. And specifically Ashtanga yoga, which is a yoga very much associated with posture and with positioning. And that's one lineage of yoga that is actually shows a lot of evidence around that. So there are specific types of yoga that you could do if that's a concern for you. And of course, you can reach out to me. We can talk about it. So one pose which I did this week in our challenge was the standing arch, also known as the back bend. So you bring your feet together, you stand up really nice and tall, and you point your fingers up towards the sky. Really, really, really tall, as high as you can. And you can feel it in this whole area here, your whole thoracic and your whole, we call this in Sanskrit and yoga, we call this the Uddiyana Bandha area. You have your Mula Bandha, your Uddiyana Bandha, and then your Malaharaja Bandha. I'm probably saying that wrong. That last one always gets me. But it's basically where we breathe, and it's where the whole respiratory system lives. And so we extend up through that whole area. That's why you feel it in your rib cage. You feel it in your lungs. Stand really, really tall, opening up the fingertips, opening up the fingers so that they're like, almost like, think of a plate. I always think of a plate, opening my fingers and expanding up, and then we lean back. So this is a really, really good posture for that. And this is a pose that I've heard of people literally extending taller by doing that. Not often, but it happens. And then this one, of course, I call this leaning arch. And it's the same concept, just to the sides. And you breathe in, you look up past your shoulders, past your elbows. And I mean, if you do that for years, I'm talking 10, 20 years, it's not going to happen like tomorrow. So just know that. And then there's a bunch of other poses that you could do, of course, that'll support, but that's a really good one to start. So we'll keep it really simple for today. And I trust that this was helpful and supportive. And I look forward to you joining me next Friday for another Q&A session. Please send your comments, send your questions. I'm here to answer them. We had a question a couple weeks ago about knee pain and what are some good options for knee pain. Another question about hips. Another question about body type and can yoga help me lose weight? What's the best yoga mat? Different questions. So please definitely feel free, send your questions. How do I meditate? That's a good question. So there are no bad questions. And the great thing about this Q&A series, is that nobody needs to know who it came from. So it doesn't matter what it's about. I had somebody ask me about gas. That was a fun episode. So if you want that, feel free to look back at the Facebook Lives and you'll see that too. And I don't think I was on IG yet for that one, but hop on over to Facebook. You can find me on my page. You can find me on, right now it's Conscious Collective Investors. And then the reason is because we are investing in ourselves, right? We're investing in our health, our wealth, and our spirituality. So stay tuned and join me on my wealth segment, which is relaunching soon. I'll be having some awesome information there and experts coming. And soon I'll be actually having some additional fitness and health experts on this series too. So stay tuned for that and send your questions, guys. I love to hear from you. Thank you so, so much. Lots in the works. Stay tuned and make it an amazing day. Changing the world from the inside out.